But yeah, let's talk about R. Kelly. R. Kelly has been in the news like he is always in the news, y'all. And okay, what do y'all know about the recent updates on his situation? Anybody? If not, I'll just start off.
About the boys?
Yeah, we know there's like more allegations. There's 2 boys. That's going to be those are allegations that he claims, of course, like all the other million allegations that he claims are false. 2 boys. I don't
know how to feel about that one, though.
Hey, you know
because me. I say that because, yeah, he's a freak. We know that. He said it a million times.
He's bisexual, trisexual, fluid.
I was going to say, I've heard it was
allegedly
he did. Yeah, alleged. That there was this chick, I guess he was messing with. And she did an interview. I don't know if you've seen it, but she stayed in the dark, but she was like silhouetted. But she was saying,
you talking about on the Lifetime Surviving R. Kelly?
I don't know if it was on there.
I think that's where it was, yeah.
But she was talking about he likes
boys, he liked girls.
Well, no. Yes. He liked his anus played.
Yes.
While he was having,
Yeah.
So hearing about him having sex with men does not surprise me.
That don't surprise me either.
And then at first I was like, well, why the hell are these men waiting so long to come out? But then you think about it, it's hard enough for women who are victims to come out.
Exactly.
But it's especially hard for men who have been violated by another man to come out. And I was watching.
These were boys. Keep in mind, these were boys.
Well, the thing is, yeah, they were boys. I guess.
I mean, they were 17 years old. But to me, I don't care. I say it all the time. Even my 24-year-old, like, yeah, you grown. Yeah, you got your own kid. But I mean, come on now. I'm like, you ain't grown to me until you can totally stand on your 2 feet by yourself without anybody's help. That's me. And as far as boys, if my 17-year-old son was having sex with R. Kelly, I'd be like, you messing with my boy?
But this is where I was going with that though. But he apparently, because I was like, okay, I was under the impression that these young men were gay, but they weren't. It was one of those situations where it's all about power, first of all. He telling them, just kind of like he was telling the girls, you know, I'm gonna hook y'all up, because he only slept with one of them. What happened was the one boy, he had
no. The allegation is that he slept with both of them.
No, the one boy said he didn't. He said he hung around and he introduced his homeboy, and he stopped hanging because he seen that Kelly wasn't doing what he said he was gonna do, so he stopped hanging with him. But he didn't know the friend was still going over there and, you know, believing these promises. And apparently, you know, it was one of them things, hey, you know, you give me some head, or, you know, let's do this or that, and I'll hook your music career up.
Well, I don't know where. Please share me that link, because everywhere I done read, that first boy was they were in a relationship together. They were having sex. They were recording videos, photos, and all that. And they said the same allegations are for the second boy. The same exact allegation. You have the same type of indecent.
But there's more than 2 boys, though. There's like 3 or 4.
No, we just talking about the allegations, like the ones that just got brought up like a week or so ago. It's 2 boys. 2 17-year-olds, and both of those allegations they're going to be brought into front of the jury. So, but I'm sure there's more. I do not deny. Just like I know it's more girls. Like a lot of people, I'm sure there's a lot of girls and boys sitting home right now, watching all these news stories, tuning in to everything about R. Kelly. They're waiting for justice. They're too afraid to say anything.
But my thing, I don't want to be labeled as somebody who's blaming the victim.
Mm-hmm.
But
Be careful now.
comma, but these stories of him going after younger people have been going around since the 90s.
Since
with
before Aaliyah. Since before Aaliyah.
Right. Because allegedly he got his own cousin pregnant.
Allegedly, that's right. I heard about that a long time ago. Some of y'all in the chat probably don't forgot, but that's some old news. Go ahead, Carmel.
Yeah. He allegedly got a younger cousin pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And that was before Aaliyah.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody who is still fucking with him after, I'm gonna give him some leeway. After 2008, when he got off on that
but that's the thing, he kept getting off. Do you know how many people was hooping and hollering? He's free. He's off. I knew he didn't do it. I knew he didn't do it. And the whole time I'm like, y'all confused.
It wasn't that he didn't do it. It was just they couldn't get the girl to testify.
That parents wouldn't let her testify.
He paid the family off.
And I wish that girl would come forward now, because it was her family. She was underage. Right. Her family wouldn't let her testify, but she is a grown ass woman right now, probably married with
kids. That's like the girl who that Charlemagne allegedly assaulted. Mm-hmm. Where the mama wouldn't let the girl testify, so she went ahead and let him do a plea deal.
Right.
And he got off. But the girl is like, yeah, I was underage. My mom wouldn't let me do it because she thought it would traumatize me too much, but I wanted to testify. Mm-hmm. But the mama wouldn't let her. But now the case is closed. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, anybody still fucking with him after 2008, it's kind of like, I'm looking at you side eye, like,
yeah,
are you really a victim? Like I said,
if you a true diehard, that's just like Michael Jackson. I mean, everybody, a lot of people's like, oh, he did it, he didn't do it, he didn't do it. And regardless if he did do something to those boys or not, his diehard fans is gonna keep messing with him. I mean, that's just how it's gonna be. Like God forbid, if somebody, I'm just saying, for instance,
I say this:
if
I would, as a person, as a human, I think he's a disgusting person. Especially
I agree.
To use your power and influence to
lying to all those young people, saying you're going to take
advantage of other people for your own gain, and you do nothing for them in return.
Exactly, to keep them trapped in his house. That's all he did.
And musically, I don't give a shit. Ain't nobody finna tell me I can't go and put my R. Kelly CD on.
And that's your own prerogative. That's your own prerogative. I don't listen to it in my house, but that's your own prerogative.
Right. I still like my R. Kelly music.
Right.
But like I said, as a person, I don't know. You're a disgusting bastard. And you pretty much deserve everything that happens to you from here on out.
And that's one of the reasons why I can't personally listen to his music, especially some of those songs just put me in the mind frame of what he was doing to all these little young kids at the time while he was up there doing what he was doing behind words and lyrics. But again,
my cousin's like, she said,
a lot of people.
My cousin said when she listened, she's like, okay, when he was writing this song, was he thinking about some kid?
Well, of course he was. Age ain't nothing but a number. That was like his inner self telling him, what I'm doing is okay. But we got to keep going back, and I got to keep making y'all remember this, because a lot of y'all did not and refuse to watch
the Lifetime
movie network But what I'm saying is a lot of people refuse to watch the Lifetime series Surviving R. Kelly. There was so much information provided by not only the victims but his own family. His brother told us the story how when R. Kelly was like 5 or 6, the neighborhood, as we would call it, Omaha, probably Booty Freaky Fred.
Yeah.
That's the neighborhood person that we in Omaha grew up with, that was like allegedly the one going around having sex with a lot of kids. But they had their own Booty Freaky Fred in Chicago where he grew up. And around 5 years old, that old man in the neighborhood had got a hold to him and did all kind of things to him. And his mother his mother, there was people in their family, like family friends and stuff, who beat that man's ass when they found out. The mother even pressed charges. The mother even pressed charges. She had him taken to jail. But once he was in jail, he offered her $5,000. This is from his brother's own mouth on the Lifetime series. And he said that's where it all went down. That's where it all went wrong. He said, I believe if my mother would have stuck to her guns and made this man go to prison, that maybe my brother would have a different outlook at pedophilia or child abuse, or opening your voice and being vocal saying somebody touched me. Your own mama took money so that the person who assaulted you could go free. That would rip me apart. You know what I mean? And let's not forget $5,000 back then. That was like $1 million. Okay.
And they was in the projects.
And they was cold as dirt in the projects. So $5,000 back then was like $100,000, $1 million back then, and his mother took it. His own brother said that's where it started. He said that's why she
basically sold her child.
Yep. And after that, and when things happen like that, and when nobody stands up for you,
that's the way it's set up. But think about, especially in the Black community, we have a long-standing history of sweeping shit like that under the rug. It happens, and it happens so much and so frequently to people. They were violated, they were raped, they were molested, and people, oh, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. Here, just keep the kids away. Everybody got that uncle that, oh no, keep the kids away. Don't, watch the kids around this person. Why you ain't turn this person in?
Well, you know what? Not to be putting too much out there.
So we ain't gotta watch the kids around him.
Not to be putting too much out there, but we do have somebody who went in our own family for like 7 years for violating a child for years in our own family. And me personally, I feel like if that person violated my child, I don't know how I could be around them at all the family functions. And we done talked about that before. Like, how do you handle being around a predator, a child predator in your own family? Like being at all the family functions, like you would literally have to either accept them being around and being children, or you would have to literally stay away from everything that has to do with family, because that person is always there. Even if they went to prison and came home, they come back to the family and they're all there. And we had a very, very, very real situation like that in our own family. And I'm just like, dang, I don't know how. I don't know. That's crazy. And R. Kelly, he went through a lot of that. Not only the man in the neighborhood, but then allegedly his sister as well. His brother even spoke on that. That their sister allegedly molested both of them. So ain't knowing who all did what in the family, but for your own mother to take $5,000 to get a man out of prison who assaulted you and you were only 5 years old. And somebody in the chat said 15. No, he was 5. He was 5.
No, they talking about Aaliyah.
Oh, Aaliyah. Yeah, I'm sorry, boo. I'm sorry.
She was actually younger than that. When
Aaliyah
he first met her, she was like 12. She was 15 when he married her.
Aaliyah was 15 when she was allegedly pregnant by him. because that's the whole thing. Allegedly, R. Kelly had married her. That's the whole reason why he had them made fake copies
IDs
of her,
and stuff.
trying to say that she was 18 years old when she was really only 15 years old, was because of the fact that he had got her pregnant. And that was the whole reason why he had married her at that, was because he got pregnant. And right now they're using that marriage, that illegal marriage to Aaliyah, as evidence in the sex trafficking trial.
I don't think they should be able to do that.
I do,
legally,
but that information is being put in front of the jurors right now because that is proof that he messed with underage kids. I mean, why shouldn't it be allowed?
Because they have something called prior. They have a rule called prior bad acts, and
evidently they allow it. So I don't know what rules they have, but they allow it, and I think they should allow it. Now, this man has done sex trafficking for years, marrying kids, having sex with kids, boys and girls. Yeah, I do believe that Aaliyah should be involved in this case, because had Aaliyah been involved in the case with the little girl that he pissed all on videotape, it might not have been all these victims afterwards. That's just my opinion. But go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that's legally, I don't think that they should, but ethically and morally, yeah. But it, right?
Yeah, he was never charged for. He was never charged for Aaliyah. He was never charged for Aaliyah, and her family. And that's the reason. Like right now, R. Kelly can't even afford to pay for transcripts because he's so broke. His attorneys went to the judge and to the court saying, "My client is so broke. He can't even. He don't even got 2 nickels to rub together. He is so broke. He can't even afford to purchase the transcripts for his own case." That's how broke his ass is. But of course, he's broke, allegedly paying off all these victims and all their families over all these years. And then all these attorney fees and costs and things like that. And paying hush money to all the people in his camp. Like, okay, the thing that they're charging him right now is not only sex trafficking, but they're saying that he ran a sex trafficking enterprise with his managers, his road managers, his housekeepers, his bodyguards. They naming all the people who were there and involved with flying out, setting up plane trips, putting these people up in hotels. Like this was a sex trafficking empire. So yeah, I do believe that they should bring Aaliyah into this matter because that proves without a shadow of a doubt he made falsified documents to get married to her, to push her age to 18 when she was only 15, and he impregnated her. The only reason why, of course, she never had, we know what happened to Aaliyah. Rest in peace. We know, but yeah, evidently her family, from what they saying, and I don't believe it. I know it's allegedly.
Years she been dead.
I know it's allegedly, but I believe it. I believe her family was paid off.
Oh yeah.
Hey, View. Hi, sweetheart.
But her uncle was one of his producers too.
It's always somebody in the circle, just like the girl. What was the auntie name? The singer, Sparkle?
Sparkle.
No, not Sparkle. Was it Sparkle?
Yeah, it was Sparkle.
Okay, a Sparkle. Okay, that little girl. Her dad wasn't he the guitarist?
Yeah, he was the bass player or something.
Yeah, he was the bass player. It's always like, I don't know, not always. I don't want to say always, but a lot of times it seemed like it has been like somebody related to the kid who worked in his camp or who was affiliated with his camp. Oh yeah. But hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. If I miss you, Charming Chucky, Sam Suat, Salsa, I think I said hi to y'all, but if I didn't, I'm sorry. But yes, make sure you like the video and share the video. This is our 1 million views watch party tonight, this Friday, because we are 500 views away from 1 million views for our The Hood Table YouTube channel, and I'm so excited to reach that million. So please make sure you share the live.
No, Sam, I don't think you did.
And then we have so many playlists. If y'all haven't been tuning in to My Friend, Her Husband, My Man series, Check out that playlist. I'm telling you, it's fucking-taining. Get you a drink, get you some popcorn, some chips, some whatever, and tune into that playlist. My friend, her husband, my man, is a real life drama, Housewives of Omaha. I mean, as the Omaha turns, love and hip hop Omaha. I mean, you have to check out that playlist. Help us get to our 1 million views on YouTube. Thank you so much. Now, what's Sam Sosa say? He said, do you think Kelly had to do with her death? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. At that time,
they had moved on from each other.
She was with Dupree around that time.
No, she was with
who was she with?
Damon Dash.
That's what I meant. Oh, my bad. Dupree. I said Jermaine. I am so sorry. I did not mean Janet. That. Damon Dash. That was Janet Jackson. My bad. She was with Damon Dash. But what I did hear, allegedly, it just came out that allegedly Aaliyah was drugged before that plane crash. So maybe she might not even have felt anything because they said they had gave her something. You know how some people they don't like planes, and they said it was something to put her to sleep. It wasn't like drugs like cocaine. It wasn't nothing like that. Yeah, it was something along the lines
to relax her.
Yeah, to relax her, and she had went to sleep. So maybe when the plane crashed, she didn't even feel anything. You know what I'm saying? But as far as Aaliyah, also now I had sent you a link earlier, Carmel Diva. Let me know what you think about this as far as her family. And of course, chat, let me know what you think about it as well. Aaliyah's family, they're locked in a heated battle over the release of her music. Y'all know it's been like 20 years since Aaliyah's shocking plane crash death. And I guess the family is upset because people are trying to release her albums now, her musical catalog, and there's a website. There's a website out there that says it has the message Aaliyah is coming, and basically they're getting people excited, like all her longtime fans. They're getting them excited because they're going to re-release Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. They're also 1 in a Million. The Romeo Must Die soundtrack and the third album, Aaliyah, in September.
But I mean, I can't understand why you wouldn't. That would be introducing her to a whole new generation who never knew her.
Right, and it's supposed to be released by Spotify. Spotify in October plans to release her posthumous compilation albums, I Care For You and the Ultimate Aaliyah album. But her estate and her family members, they are opposed to having her 22-year-old discographies released. They put out a statement. They put out a statement Wednesday night calling the move an unscrupulous endeavor. And I don't know if they're doing this because of the fact that R. Kelly's trial is supposed to start on August 9th. So tell me what you think about that.
I don't understand why they would. I just don't get it. Since she died, they won't release her music. And I'm like, why? She has all these people out here who have been fans for years. And like I said, this will be an introduction to her, to a whole new generation. Like I said, all these kids, it's 20 years since her death. These kids had never heard her. Why would you not release all the beautiful music? That voice was beautiful.
And it could make money for her estate. I mean,
it's money for the estate too. But I mean, she made some beautiful music. So why would you not release it?
Yes, and a lot of people.
And hell, I done scratched up a whole bunch of CDs and shit. I want to hear them again without skipping.
Me too. I love Aaliyah, and I know some people is like, "Oh, she was okay. She is alright. She was," you know what I'm saying? But I loved Aaliyah, the difference that she brought to the R&B community. The sexiness, the boldness, the almost like the hoodness. And see, that's why I liked her and Mary J. Blige at the same time.
I could
Mary J. Blige, she brought that hood, that street, that New York, and Aaliyah, she brought the same rugged, fashion style out in her voice and her acting. I mean, God, man, sometimes I just be like, dang, why do certain people gotta die and these other nuts out here, these other fools out here get to live to be 100. It's crazy. It's crazy. Right. You said maybe R. Kelly would be getting something from her music. Oh, that's a good point of view. Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Her first CD,
yeah, that first CD he definitely did. That's the one where he was looming over her back. That's the one where he was in the background behind
her.
He's
not, on the picture, but he's not. Yeah. If they release it, he's not getting money. The money would go to the victims. So I still don't see why they wouldn't release it.
Yeah, I mean, if the money would go to the victims, but that's only if they put a lawsuit against him. So we gotta go through the trial first. And the trial starts on August 9th. And Karma Diva, I hope you're gonna be watching the page. And that's another thing I gotta let y'all guys know. Y'all have to stay in tune to the news because it's not gonna be open court. The judge said no public, no social media, no public, no reporters or nothing. And they're saying the reason being is because of the pandemic. Because the numbers are going back up and they saying there's not enough room in that small space because they said a whole bunch of people have been submitting requests to be in the courtroom, like a whole bunch of reporters and I'm sure magazines, bloggers, all kind of people. They said too many people have been applying to be in the courtroom. Because if you ever been to a press room, like I've been to like the press area when we was covering the Joshua, case,
Keto,
Joshua Keto case, out of town. We was going back and forth out of town, and it is a really small area that they have all these people have all their camera equipment and their camera crews and all this kind of stuff. So they're like, we're closing it all off. So what we're going to see is going to basically just be for transcripts, I guess. I don't know how we're going to get. I don't know, but I'm gonna stay tuned because y'all know I'm going to be doing commentary on this shit till the very end. I am so anxious to see how this is going to turn out, and I do hope and pray that he stays in prison for a very long time because I do believe that he is a threat to society. He is a menace to society.